Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today we are back once again talking about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI, and it's the exact same name as the company, so they make it nice and easy for you. But today, obviously, is a rough day, as you can see up on the screen. You know, it's like another week in 2022 and just another slaughter so far. I mean, it's just so rough. Yes, today's Monday, so hey, we got the rest of the week. Maybe things will turn around. Maybe things will be getting better. But I mean, this has been pretty crazy for SoFi and for a lot of the other stock market as well. As you can see here, you know, SoFi is down 8.45%. This is intraday, so I don't know exactly what we're going to close at or whatever. Maybe, we get to power hour and things start turning around a little bit, but it's looking like another rough start to the week. Now, the markets in general, not doing very good. Obviously, the Dow Jones has not been hit as hard. Some of those companies are holding up a little bit better, but still down about 1/4%. S&P about 3/4%. And then the NASDAQ and the Russell, some of the more volatile, some of the more forward-looking companies, some of the more growth-oriented companies, tech, stuff like that, smaller cap companies as well with the Russell getting hit a lot harder, down like 2%. So this is a really interesting day in the market where some companies are holding up better and some are even in the green, and then some are getting absolutely smashed. And obviously SoFi is in that category. And we're just going to be going over all the latest news and what's going on with SoFi recently. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest content. As always, no financial advice, nothing like that in this video. Not telling you guys to buy, sell, or do anything like that. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some of the news and what is going on. So, checking in on SoFi now, year to date, this is insane. It is March 14th. We are 2.5 months into 2022. And you can see down 50%. We started at 1568. It's over 50%. We're down $7.88 on the year, and we're only at $7.84. I mean, this is just not what anyone expected. Again, especially when you take a look at what has happened so far in 2022. I mean, we got the bank charter. There was the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl in SoFi Stadium. Some people thought that was cool. SoFi has started margin trading. That's an exciting thing. They gave a pretty decent or to pretty good fourth quarter earnings report. They gave decent outlook for the future. They acquired Technesis. They've done some exciting things. They've done some great things. It's not like they've just been getting absolutely smashed. It's not like they had a horrible earnings report. It's not like the bank charter fell through. But still, being down 50% on the year is very, very crazy. And this is kind of what people are talking about today. The fact that SoFi is now below $8 for the first time ever. Uncharted territory. We are literally looking at all-time lows for the stock right now. You can see we IPO'd at around $10.41. We've been as high as, I think, 25, 26 range. It's been very, very volatile up and down, but as of late, especially from November, from November, we were down 65.51%. That is crazy. It has just been an absolute downward spiral. Now, again, I don't think a lot of this is SoFi specific. I think a lot of this is just the market in general. Look at mini stocks from November to today. They're not all down 65%, nothing like that, not by any means, but a lot of stocks and even a lot of the major indices are down pretty significantly from November. 2022, especially the start of 2022, has been a historically bad couple of months to start the year. So there's that. But yes, we are now down below $8 for the first time ever. So obviously that's not great news for SoFi, but what is or could potentially be good news is, hey, if you've ever liked this company before, and if you still like this company today in the short term, or especially in the long term, 2, 3, 5, 10 years out, if you believe in the story for this company, if you believe they're going to be a beast and a growth beast and, potentially get to profitability and all this stuff, well, hey, these are the lowest prices you have ever been able to buy at. Right now we see the 52-week low is 774, and that was hit today. So we're like barely off the 52-week lows. We're barely off the all-time lows. We're at them right now, and the 52-week highs are $25. The all-time highs are $25 or $26. So if you ever bought this at $8 or $10 or $12 or $15 or $20 or even $25, like, hey, maybe this is a company you want to take a look at or keep an eye on today when it's at 788. The idea of obviously buying low and selling high instead of buying high and selling low. Yes, it is very, very tough, obviously, to see your money have just kind of disappeared over the last couple of months and be down 50% in the matter of a couple of months. But we'll see when we're talking about this thing 2-3 years from now what exactly is going on with SoFi. a lot of the SoFi stock subreddit right now is, saying stuff like this today. It's time to put up or shut up. Here we are. For a good portion of today, SoFi is traded into a low of $8.88 after losing 5 to 6%. We are just 40 cents above all-time lows. Margin calls are flying in and all hell is breaking loose. I mean, that is definitely a big thing to kind of keep in mind here as well. A lot of retail investors will be in margin. A lot of people have been getting margin called recently. That's also creating some of the additional sell-offs. Obviously, we have interest rates and inflation and Russia, Ukraine, and all this other stuff that's going on. But that is definitely something playing into all of this as well. The fact that every time it goes lower, there's kind of just like a snowball effect of it could force itself to go even lower, like that self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. There's a lot of people buying puts. There's a lot of people selling short. There's a lot of people saying that, this is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And that's just kind of what we're seeing right now. But yes, people are saying, hey, if you believe in this company, this is kind of time. And this was a couple of days ago, but, it still rings true today. SoFi has now hit the lowest it's ever been, and this is when it was at 878. Again, we're at 788 right now. And people saying, hey, I'm glad I got in at $9 today on a couple hundred more shares, because watching the stock tank even further every time I buy is one hell of an adrenaline rush. And yes, it's definitely, like I said, you check in, you see how much it's down. That can suck. It can be a lot of emotions. It can be a lot going on. But, some people, the old adage is like, hey, you're better off not checking. Hey, put your phone away for a couple weeks, a couple months. Don't look at Robinhood. Don't look at TD. Don't look at whatever brokerage you're with, and see where it is. If you bought in this and you believe in this for the medium to long term, then check back in the medium to long term instead of checking every single day or every single hour, every single week or whatever, because it ultimately won't matter. But potentially, if your thesis is correct and everything, and if you still believe in your investment. We do have some other exciting stuff, on the bright side. We got through all kind of the negative news. We do have this from SoFi is officially financial partner of the Big East. That is kind of cool. Obviously, you can see the SoFi logo on the court and stuff for the Big East tournament. SoFi renewed its partnership as a premier partner and presenting sponsor of the league's digital network. SoFi, the official financial partner of the Big East, will receive new on-court logos near center court of both men's and women's tournaments. SoFi receives prominent recognition leading up to and including the tournaments, out-of-home advertising, and television spots during BEDN live stream broadcast. So I think that's pretty cool. Obviously that's SoFi, paying for another partnership, paying for more advertising and to get the name out there more. And that could be bad. Obviously them spending more when they're already not profitable, but it also shows that, hey, they're still not scared about spending money, even though it seems like we're in this like horrible, awful environment or whatever. They're not like, okay, we need to start, scaling back. They're still going out, being aggressive and looking to get deals done and stuff, which I think is a good sign. We also have this, people talking about just student loans and stuff like that. This article from Yahoo Finance, America's student debtors need clarity, not an endless payment pause. Obviously, that's people kind of speaking out against more payment pauses. And if the student loan moratorium does end on June 1st, that could be a great sign for SoFi, and that could, or May 1st or whatever day. I can't remember if it's May 1st or June 1st, but if that does end, that's obviously going to be a great sign for SoFi, because they are a company that people are going to refinance student loans with, and that could be millions and tens of millions of dollars of revenue coming in for SoFi. But hey, we still don't know. Is it going to be paused again? Is it not? I don't know. That's just a whole nother angle of uncertainty out in the market, and we all know stock markets and investors and stuff don't like uncertainty. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then finally, one of the things that I'm still really, really excited about with this company, and I think is actually a great sign, is that since Q4, financial year 2021, CEO Anthony Noto has bought roughly $600,000 in common stock, totaling almost 63,000 shares. Will the trend continue? And yeah, we'll see if the trend continues. Is he going to keep buying the dip? But it does show that, in 2022, even though we've been beat down, even though we're down 50%, some CEOs and some companies will, issue a ton more shares and sell all their shares, and management will try and get out and all this stuff. And yes, SoFi has definitely been issuing more shares. They pay a lot of their employees in stock packages and stock compensation, all that stuff. And I don't think it's that abnormal. It's not a great sign, but it's not that abnormal for, young fintech companies and stuff like that. But the fact that Noto is buying the dip, he is trying to scoop up as many shares as he can. $600,000, again, for a guy who's as rich as him, it's maybe not that big of a deal. But even just the kind of this, whatever the word is, of the fact that he's buying at all, I think is a very, very good sign. And it shows that, hey, he must think these are pretty decent prices. I don't think he'd just be burning his money away just for good looks or anything like that. He continues to buy, and I think that's pretty exciting. And if he thinks these are good prices, then he probably knows a lot more about what's going on than the average person, but we'll have to wait and see. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.